Tonight on ABC 57 News at 6, we are live on the scene of breaking news happening right now in Rochester. Several departments are fighting a large scrapyard fire. What we have just learned here within the past few minutes, plus.
I hurt for them.
All new at 6, a local pastor is keeping an eye on the tornado recovery efforts happening right now in Oklahoma. His close tie to some victims.
And these trucks will soon be headed to the Sooner State. See how you can help fill them up.
Right now, things are pretty quiet across the area. We're expecting some pop-up showers and a few thunderstorms, though, as we head through the overnight hours. We'll have the very latest with forecast track coming up. ABC 57 News at 6 starts now.
Covering South Bend, Elkhart, and all of Michiana, this is ABC 57 News at 6.
We start tonight with breaking news out of Rochester. Several homes have been evacuated because of a large scrapyard fire. Good evening. I'm Brian Dorman.
And I'm Kim Chappell. That fire started just after 3 o'clock this afternoon on Lucas Street. ABC 57's Jacqueline Kelly joins us live once again from the scene. Jacqueline, what have you learned in the past hour?
Well, Kim, I learned from crews that the fire started on the edge of a 1,000-ton pile of scrap metal. And the biggest challenge that the fire crews and departments have been having all afternoon is the high winds. It's been cutting right through this pile, which is making this fire, fueling this fire even more. We're being told right now by officials that Petty Drive and 200 North were evacuated, of roughly 15 to 20 homes. In just the last couple of minutes, we've been told that the homeowners there have been allowed to return home. Right now, fire crews are just putting out hot spots, but that could take some time. They have still 7 departments here on the scene. They're still bringing in waters from with the water tanks. So the wind is really just the biggest obstacle here right now. Of course, we will have more updates throughout the show. Reporting live in Rochester, Jacqueline Kelly, ABC 57 News.
A direct hit.
Oh my God.
Tonight, search, recovery, and cleanup in central Oklahoma from a deadly tornado. Neighborhoods are flattened, schools and businesses destroyed.
Everybody was just trapped. It was crazy.
The devastation also touched people across the country and right here in Michiana.
You just come out with a better appreciation of life.
The local ties to this vicious storm and how you can join the relief effort. Tonight, ABC 57 is covering this storm from all angles. Here is a live look at Moore, Oklahoma right now. You're looking at what was someone's home, just part of the damage from that massive tornado. The path of destruction is believed to be about 17 miles long.
Here's the various latest that we know at this hour. The state medical examiner says at least 24 people died in that storm, including several children. But officials fear that number will still continue to rise. Several people are missing. Right now, emergency crews are still digging through the rubble down there. So far, there have been reports of more than 240 people injured. Tonight,
we do have team coverage from the relief effort and how you can help to talking about these types of tragedies with your kids. But we begin tonight with ABC 57's Jason Aubrey. He is live for us in South Bend. And Jason, you talked with a local pastor who knows that area all too well.
That's right. He's originally from Moore, Oklahoma, and it's the anxiety of those who are still missing that is weighing heavy on him tonight. On May 3rd, 1999, an F5 tornado struck Moore, Oklahoma. Pastor Ray Owens was there.
Coming right out after a tornado is hit, no lights, no sound. There's nothing but whatever the tornado's churned up.
Yesterday's tornado tore through residential neighborhoods familiar to him, making the past 24 hours anxious ones for Pastor Owens. And while he knows his immediate family is safe, it is his former congregation he's concerned for tonight.
I know several couples that are from the church I was a former assistant pastor, some that we've had affiliation with, that don't know where the children are right now.
Tonight, he has conflicting emotions. No one has been able to tell him if those children he baptized personally are dead or alive.
Religiously, I'm grateful they had a relationship with God. I know to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. But humanly speaking, it is a time of great pain.
Pain he is empathetic to.
I hurt for them because I'm a dad. I mean, I don't put on the pastor hat then. I put on the dad hat, and I think of my girls, and that could have easily been my girls.
And while he prays the children are found alive, he points out the ugly painful truth.
For those of us that have faith, we simply believe this was an opportunity, a wake-up call for many of us to realize time is short. You have to take advantage of every moment you have while you have it.
Now, Pastor Owens met with other local church leaders today to discuss how they and their congregations can help the people of Oklahoma. He plans to head out there later this week. He will be bringing food and financial contributions with him. Reporting live from South Bend, Jason Aubrey, ABC 57 News.
National Weather Service says that the deadly EF5 tornado patched winds up to 200 miles an hour. It was on the ground for 45 minutes. You can see here the path that it took. Today, President Obama called the storm one of the most destructive in history. And many of you have asked, what can you do to help out those victims in Oklahoma? ABC 57's Judy Lykowski is live for us at Martin's off of State Road 23 in Granger. She talked to a man who lives just outside the area that was hit by that tornado. And Judy, I understand he has a local tie to Michiana.
He does, Brian. First of all, I'm going to talk about the Martins right here that I'm standing at. Locally, folks can bring non-perishable food and clothing to the store on Friday to help out, and I'll get to that a little bit later on the details. But 23-year-old Neil Pierce, who has family ties here in Michiana, lives near Moore, and today he is without electricity, and he's considered in the aftermath area, but luckily his home was not damaged. So today he pitched in with M&M Supply. That's his employer, to help out those that weren't so fortunate. Now, the store is located just a few miles outside of the devastated area. Matter of fact, Pierce rode shotgun bound for Moore this morning, and he allowed ABC 57 to tag along via Skype. And within the next few days, he and his colleagues will be making this journey many more times to pitch in and donate supplies so they can help out as much as possible.
Traffic going into Moore is basically stopped about 5 miles north of Moore, and they're letting them through, slowly. There's hundreds of people, lined up to give donations and volunteers. We're just kind of waiting. It's raining here now, so there's not a whole lot they can do. They've still got the search and rescue teams out.
Now, this is how you can help out locally. The event here at Martin's takes place on Friday. It's called Stuff a Truck. It's on Friday from 7:30 to 3 p.m. in Granger, as well as the Martins on Erskine Plaza and Jackson Boulevard in Elkhart. If you would like to help, they're in need of clothing, non-perishable food items, and we're told personal hygiene items. And then they'll gather all those items up in that truck, and they'll be taken down to Moore, Oklahoma. Reporting live in Granger, Judy Lykowski, ABC 57 News.
Today, we checked with the local Red Cross. Officials told us they'll send several volunteers to Oklahoma. They're just waiting for the go-ahead from the people there on the ground.
The initial response is the local chapter, and so they're right now assessing the needs and putting an infrastructure in place.
At least 2 people are leaving today to help get that relief effort set up, and another dozen local volunteers are expected to go to Oklahoma later on this week. We also talked with Indiana-Michigan Power this afternoon. They've offered to send contractors, but no crews have left just yet.
Tons of water, boxes of non-perishables. We found even more local companies today who plan to take loads and loads of supplies to Oklahoma, and you can help fill those trucks here tonight. ABC 57's Emily Pritchard continues our special team coverage tonight live from Buchanan with more on the relief effort. Emily.
Well, you can see the size of these trailers here behind me, and Express One here in Buchanan wants to fill 4 of them with non-perishable items this week and send them to Oklahoma to help. And of course, they're not the only local places in the area that are sending help down south. Now, today I stopped by Feed the Hungry in South Bend. They were staging 60 tons of food, water, and supplies to send to Moore, Oklahoma. 1 truck was leaving today, then the other 2/3 of material will be shipped out from there tomorrow. Then back here in Buchanan, this shipping company has partnered with United Way, and it's collecting donations to fill these 53-foot trailers. Now, you can drop off donations here at their headquarters in Buchanan, also in Indiana at 3 different Martins locations in South Bend, Mishawaka, and Elkhart, starting tomorrow and running through Friday.
We want to fill every truck as full as we can. Again, we're going to have 4 trucks at 4 locations. As much as we can get in each one of those trucks, it's going to be better for those folks in Oklahoma.
Now, the United Way of Southwest Michigan says they've been in close contact with the Red Cross of Oklahoma. They will confirm a location for them tomorrow that these trucks can be dropped off at, and then these trucks plan to leave this area by Friday night or early Saturday morning. Reporting live in Buchanan, Emily Pritchard, ABC 57 News.
Several people sent prayers and good wishes to Oklahoma today, including Notre Dame President Father John Jenkins. He says, quote, "The prayers of the Notre Dame community are all with those who have been affected by the devastating tornado that swept across Oklahoma." He also asked people to consider donating to the Red Cross or Catholic Charities USA. "We have made it very easy for you to do just that. There is a link to the Red Cross on abc57.com.
You may have woken up this morning by the heavy rains that fell across Michiana. It is from the same line of storms that tore across Oklahoma, Missouri. We shot this video outside of ABC 57 studios around 3 o'clock here in South Bend. And Chief, tonight we could see even more rain.
Yeah, it looks like a chance of rain, even a few thunderstorms possible, especially after midnight. In fact, we have an isolated shower popping up right now on ABC 57 First Warning Doppler radar. Kind of hard to see, so I'm going to have to zoom you in because they're very few and far between. But you can see just south of Plymouth, right around Argus, right there on 31. You're going to see this little pocket there of heavy rain beginning to push its way through Argus right now, heading in towards Bourbon, 617, Etna Green at 623. We'll continue to track more of these pop-up showers, talk more about the storms overnight with Forecast Track coming up in just a few minutes. Kim?
The tornado dealt a direct blow to at least 2 elementary schools. Now, while the nation still reels from the devastation in Oklahoma, local schools are analyzing that destruction. Today, ABC 57's Jillian Mayen talked to the principal at an Elkhart Elementary School about preparing for a disaster of this magnitude. Jillian.
Well, as evident by some of the video and images coming out of Moore, Oklahoma, there's little that can stand in the way of an EF5 tornado. But there are lessons that can be learned from some of this damage to help minimize some of the injuries and even keep some kids alive. Now, today I talked with the principal here at Woodland Elementary School in Elkhart, and he told me that there are some significant factors that he observed from some of the damage and destruction in Moore. He says that getting students to a safe location against an interior wall is one of the most important things that he's learned from all of this disaster, so that if the roof collapses, there is a gap of safety for those kids up against a wall. Now, the principal tells me that the events in Moore are an administrator's worst nightmare.
In a situation like this, whether you're a staff or a student, a parent, it is absolutely devastating, and our hearts go out and prayers go out to those people who are going through this situation right now.
Now, I also talked with a counselor here from Oak Lawn who told me there are some tips that she has for parents who are looking to talk to their kids about the events in Moore, Oklahoma. She says that one of the biggest factors is to minimize a kid's exposure to the news and any images coming out of that area that can really create some anxiety for those younger kids. She also said to only answer questions that kids ask and keep those answers as simple as possible. Now, for some more tips and information on how to talk to kids about these events, you can log on to our website at abc57.com and click on What's On. Reporting live from Elkhart, Jillian Mayen, ABC 57 News.
And be sure to stay with ABC 57 News for continuing coverage of the Oklahoma tornado. We'll keep you updated on the latest developments throughout our newscast. Up next, a special 1-hour edition of World News with Diane Sawyer. Then, all new for you tonight at 11, ABC 57 is working for you tonight. We will talk with a safety expert about how you and your family can protect yourselves from severe weather. Everyone always says hide in the basement, right? Well, maybe not. That is all new tonight on ABC 57 News at 11.
A South Bend man is headed to prison for murder. Today, a St. Joseph County judge sentenced a Montre Lovelady to 50 years. He shot and killed Jalen Johnson in September on Washington Street. Lovelady pleaded guilty last month.
Charges have been filed against 3 men accused of robbing a Mishawaka food center. Police say Gregory Benson and Kevin and Tyesha Evans held up the quick stop on McKinley last Friday. All 3 are locked up tonight in the St. Joseph County Jail.
An SUV got stuck on railroad tracks this morning near Decatur, suspending Amtrak service. Van Buren County Sheriff's officers tell us that they found a 69-year-old guy walking up from an embankment near a swamp where he told officers he had been sleeping. He says he swerved to miss a deer, drove through a cornfield, and ended up on those tracks. Man's wife says he's been confused lately, takes a lot of prescriptions for health trouble.
Right now, we are following some breaking news out of Rochester. We're going to give you a look at a scrapyard on Lucas Street. Here's a live shot where at least 7 departments are battling a large fire. Right now, we are working to bring you more information, and we will keep you updated right after the break.
Plus, Summer Travel Pass, how a new partnership hopes to fight hunger and help kids get active.
Still fairly quiet across the area. A few pop-up showers and thunderstorms are possible this evening. Better chances of stronger storms, though, after midnight tonight. We're going to be tracking more storms after the break.
And here is a live look again at the tornado damage in Moore, Oklahoma. Crews there still digging through the rubble, searching for survivors. How you can help with the relief effort.
Live coverage like no other. ABC 57 News and Live View go live anywhere, anytime.